it opened a new type of cinema. I mean, maybe not whole new type, but new in Taiwan or in a Chinese speaking environment. Like,
Hey everybody, I'm Nick. I'm a director living in Taiwan.
Hey everyone, I'm Luke, cinematographer living in Taipei.
And today we're going to be talking about the 2021 film The Soul.
气魂.
And the director is Chenwei. So this film is very interesting. It's a sci-fi film. That's what it's called. Yeah. But I actually didn't know it was a sci-fi film when I watched it.
I don't know either.
And it's because it's set like maybe 10 years in the future.
2031.
Yeah. And I think the way they do that is quite interesting. Like I didn't know that, so I'm watching it and I'm thinking like, oh, there's a lot of like kind of future-y stuff. They have like signs be more hologram and like bigger video on windows and stuff. I think the way they do it is very subtle and very nice. Like it looks realistic enough.
Yes.
Like I was very impressed by that. The story is that there's a murder of this rich guy who also is doing some kind of science experiments. And the prosecutor and his wife who are investigating the case realize that like the person they're investigating is also developing this technology that can help them because the prosecutor has cancer and he's dying. Yes. And then there's also this connection with like some kind of spirits. Like they believe that his dead wife is like came back and killed him. But then there's lots of twists and turns and you end up realizing that that's not the case.
It's not the truth.
And so it's a sci-fi movie and not a horror movie because in the end, what you think is kind of like a ghost ends up having a scientific explanation.
I think some people doesn't like this movie is because he is advertisement by the ghost or spirit stuff, but not really you can see much in this film.
Right, so like it starts out and you think this is a ghost movie in the beginning. Like you think like, okay, there's like a ghost that possessed someone or did this thing.
Yeah.
But then in the end, it turns out there's a science explanation. Interestingly, I was kind of doing a little bit of research about like films in China you're not allowed to show anything that is ghosts.
Oh, yeah.
So you can do, like basically what they do in this movie is allowed in China because this movie was shown in China, which is you can have it initially everyone think it's a ghost, but there needs to be scientific explanation for it. You can't have it actually be a ghost.
I was heard this movie is found in Chinese. I mean, some part of money is from China.
Yeah. So I definitely think that's probably a big part of the motivation of why the ending is like how it is. Because you're not allowed to have a ghost like actually be ghosts, which is kind of funny in a way because it ends up becoming like every ghost movie in China, like there ends up always being like, oh no, it was a person all along. It's a little bit like, do you ever watch Scooby-Doo?
No, but
it's like Scooby-Doo is like that. It's like a cartoon where like, you know, they think that the person is a ghost, but then they end up finding out it's somebody scaring. It's like a person pretending to be a ghost. And I feel like a lot of these Chinese ghost movies are like that, where it's like, it's not really a ghost. It was this guy all along.
Right, because they are communists, they are not allowed fiction.
Science fiction? But why though? I don't understand.
Because communists is non-God.
Oh, because they're atheists, so they don't. Yeah. You're not allowed to have any like religious stuff.
No.
Okay.
Probably, I don't know. Yeah.
So there's a funny. If you look up like all of the things that are censored in China, there's like you're not allowed to have ghosts. You're not allowed to have time travel.
And really?
Yeah.
Not time travel?
Time travel. This is just according to like Wikipedia, so I might be wrong, but according to Wikipedia, no ghosts, no time travel, and no talking animals.
No talking animals?
Yes. Yeah.
Why? It's so cute.
I don't know. I don't know, but I mean, I feel like maybe in a cartoon it's okay, but I think in or you can't have like a real talking animal. Like in a movie. I don't know. It's just what I read.
Okay.
Cool. I could be wrong.
I don't know.
If you know better, please write in the comments. But anyway, so about this movie, I think that the supernatural, the sci-fi elements I think were handled really well. Supernatural elements were handled really well too, but I think, like you said, maybe mixing the two was almost like too much within the same movie, it felt like. Do you know what I mean?
I don't think it's too much. It's because, I think it's kind of like some element which can attract people to go to the theater to watch this movie. Someone wanted to see ghosts will go. Someone wanted to see detectives or sci-fi will go as well. So it's kind of, for me, it's not bad things. But someone like my roommate, he doesn't really. He's disappointed by there's no much thing about the ghosts, so he's disappointed.
I mean, in the beginning when I was watching it, I really was interested in the kind of the ghost thing, and I wanted to ask you if this was based on any like actual superstition in
yes,
Taiwan?
It is true, but maybe not in Taiwan, in South Asia. Because there's some 降头术 is from maybe Thailand or 柬埔寨，那个叫柬埔寨的英文 Cambodia. There's someone who can bring the dead to life with some sort of sacrifices.
Okay. Yeah.
So
and the tattoos of the guy are more like Thailand tattoos or Cambodian tattoos.
Yeah, this is not Dao identity. It's neither any Chinese things. It's not common in our culture, but we do have some people perform this kind of art.
Okay. To me, towards the end, I feel like they had a lot of twists, like too many twists.
Maybe twist too much time.
Yeah. Like you realize that the dead person is actually this person, and then you realize it's because of this science thing. And then you realize he was a. These are a lot of kind of spoilers. You realize he was actually a woman. He wanted to be a woman
because he's
gay. Because he's trans.
Trans. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you realize that actually the doctor was in love with him. The other doctors, and it's just like too many. I almost feel like when you have so many twists, even though I think the script did a good job of making all of the twists make sense within the script, but as a viewer, you almost feel like it's like almost too convenient. You know what I mean?
Too convenient.
Too like there's there's so many connections that it doesn't feel as real.
Oh,
do you know what I mean?
So intentionally designed.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
It's too designed. Like it all works. Everything. There's no as far as I can tell, there's not really plot holes. But it's just like
totally agree.
There's so many things that like have to be a certain way.
Totally
that
agree.
It's like it just doesn't. It doesn't feel real. It's like intentionally designed is the perfect way of this. For me, this film is a very impressive movie for Taiwan. Movie industry because it's very different from other movies that I've seen. It's like not like we know that Taiwan can do horror really well. We know that Taiwan can do like romance and drama stuff, and this is kind of the new lane that they're going into is like this sci-fi crime kind of thing, which I think is a very popular movie that a lot of people like to watch, but also more difficult to execute. And I think they did it really well. You know, it seems like a new lane for the industry to go into that I'm really pretty excited about. I think it opens up a lot of possibilities, you know?
Yeah, I think you have mentioned one thing very important is like it opened a new type of cinema. I mean, maybe not whole new type, but new in Taiwan or in a Chinese speaking environment. Like because in this movie is particularly for larger audience. Not only for Taiwan, but also maybe mainland China, but Japan or Korea. Anyone who has anything interesting about the ghost and also interested in superfiction, sci-fi,
science fiction,
So,
and it's also like a crime kind of a thing.
It's kind of, I think it's kind of worldwide box-selling kind of film.
And I also think like maybe this movie won't be, because I think there's some small problems with it. Like I don't think it's like something that maybe will become the biggest movie in the world. No. Not like a Parasite kind of thing, but I definitely think it's a step in that direction.
Yes.
Like Korea does. Like it feels like the same way that Korea makes movies. I feel like this movie is kind of connected to it.
I see.
So I think that if it opens up a lane where more filmmakers are making this kind of movie, then I think that Taiwan has a good chance of having a big movie kind of blow up and become super popular. I mean, I definitely think like Detention was like a step in that direction, and this movie is another step in that direction. I think like I really think that this is a good way for the industry to make more movies like this. Then they will definitely, become more popular around the world.
Yeah, I totally agree. We can see the track like in the beginning we can see the 返校. Yeah. And it's kind of then we can see 红衣小女孩. Then we
Yeah,
can
like the
see,
horror movies that they do, which are popular around the world as well.
and we slowly but firmly build on the tech and the way of telling story. I think it's a good thing about Taiwan cinema.
Yeah. I really like that about it, even though there were some parts of it that I thought could have been better. But I mean, it's like whatever.
Yeah.
You know?
Still pretty nice movie. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean the acting is good in the movie. I think the acting is really good.
I think Zhang Zhen definitely has a huge improve. Zhang Zhen.
Oh, who is he?
Because the main character. This time, Zhang Zhen is really convincing. Because in
other movies you don't
in
like
other
him,
movies
right?
I just don't buy it. It's just I don't know.
I mean, if you've been
maybe
acting-
he's too handsome for me.
Yeah, in this movie he's not as handsome. He's like skinny and bald. And
And
stuff.
really good.
Yeah, he
really
was
good
good.
acting. Yeah.
When you say that it was made by the same guy, the same director who made 红衣小女孩, like you can tell that he definitely has that kind of style, that like darker kind of style.
Pretty dark.
Which I don't really like that much.
Me too.
It's too dark, but I liked the scenes when it was like the more like in the hospital and like brighter sci-fi kind of stuff, or like even like they were driving around the city, or the city shots and stuff. I thought were all really cool looking and different. Or the house, they show that weird house on the hill that they live in. I thought all that stuff was cool, but then I think every once in a while when they're showing like the murder scene and like it's just like a little bit too dark. I can't see enough of what's happening.
No, me too.
I had to replay it kind of. Sometimes it'd be like, wait, who hit who and
who is the guy?
who's holding the knife?
Yeah, it's so detailed. I mean, they're losing too much detail because they're filming with too dark. So
yeah, I mean it's kind
but
of. But
still, for the combination, I mean, the framing is still pretty nice.
And I mean,
it.
the darkness he matches it throughout, so it's like it all. You know, he has a way that he wants it to be. It's just for me, I just kind of wish it was like just a little bit, could see a little more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But I think this kind of look is very popular now, and I think a lot of directors do it.
Because it's a horror movie?
Yeah, they just feel like it should be darker. But so maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, for me, it would be much better if you bring a
Just
brightness.
a little bit.
Because it is not a totally horror movie. It's a more
it's a sci-fi. I mean, it's a sci-fi
stuff.
thing too.
So it's not necessary to use this low key.
I mean, and
stuff.
even for horror movies, this is a
Still
different
necessary.
conversation. It's like I don't think we need that all the time.
Yeah.
Anyway, so The Soul, you can watch it on Netflix. I believe it's available. If it's not available in your country, get that VPN. And it is nominated for Best Picture in The Golden Horse, so we'll see how it does.
Yes.
It's the only one I've seen so far, so I don't really know what it's up against. But good luck to The Soul, and check it out. If you want us to review any movies, please let us know in the comments, and like, share, subscribe, tell your friends. Bye-bye.
Bye.